Also Kamsuk Surang, and from Indonesia we have Kristiani Putu, and those three ladies also competed in the shot, taking gold, bronze and silver respectively. And that was Lim Kok Hong from Malaysia, one of the left arm throwers. Notice he's wearing the weightlifting belt there. That's just to give a little bit more. It's not that he's got a back problem. What you do is you brace against that. It gives you a little bit more stability. And so the javelin has already started. On the other mornings we've had several field events, and this afternoon in fact we've got quite a lot of action in the field. In fact we've got discus, shot put and triple jump this afternoon. It's a good delivery there, it's a good angle and it's a valid throw, and we'll just take a look and see what the distance was. We sometimes get a look at the scoreboard. That was Lim Kok Hong, to be followed by the Vietnamese Nguyen Van Tin, 35 years of age, experienced competitor. Not the quickest runner. Picks up a bit of speed, and that's gone much higher, and certainly got a better trajectory, and that's put him into the leading position. Long way to go in this. Each of the competitors has 6 throws. Sometimes when the javelin goes as high as that it can stall, but he managed to get the angle just about right. So got a good throw in there. That's the second of the Malaysian competitors, Abu Bakar Mohammed Hafiz, competitor number 213. He'll be 32 years of age on New Year's Eve. So he'll be hoping to celebrate this New Year's Eve with a medal from the ASEAN Para Games. Another left arm thrower, slightly stuttering run up, but again he's getting good height on that. Certainly well past his fellow countryman's effort, Lim Kok Hong. Out goes the spear, again it's high, doesn't stall, and gets out there towards, what, about maybe 25 metres, 24 metres, something like that. Here's the third of the Malaysian throwers, Shamli Wadi, competitor 212. Big in the shoulders and the upper arms there. Can he use that strength? He's quite quick on the runway, moves very nicely, plants the foot, and oh, that's a good delivery. That's well out there, and that's well over the 30-metre mark. Must be around 33, something like that, and that's the one, that's going to be the one to beat. A little bit quicker across the ground than the other 3 competitors, and does use those powerful shoulders to very good effect. Well, this is the first of the ladies, and it's Pachari Wisetsi from Thailand. She was the gold medalist in the shot put. And needs to plant that left foot. Well, she's, you could see that the other foot just came through behind. She doesn't really brace herself for the throw. Got very good pure strength, as evidenced by winning the shot put. Technique not great, really needs to be set against that, but She gets out a decent throw. It's going to be up at around 25, 26 metres. Here's the lady with my favourite hairstyle in the tournament so far, Kristiani Putu from Indonesia. She took the bronze medal in the shot put. I fancy this event might suit her a little bit better. Let's see how she goes. Oh, that is a good throw. Well, she's reasonably happy with that one. It's around the 22, 23 metre mark. Very much a question of controlling the javelin. And here's our third competitor, Surang Kamsuk from Thailand, and she took the silver medal in the shot. So these three girls know each other extremely well, spending a lot of time together, and as usual there's a great esprit de corps among the throwers. They spend a lot of time sitting around waiting to take their throw. So this will complete the first round of throws from all of the competitors. Surang Kamsuk. Oh, that's the best throw we've seen from the ladies. That one's out there towards 28 metres, and she's happy with that. Very nice throw indeed, and I think she's established herself a good lead there. Always looks better when it goes point in, and stands up nice and proud. Well, the athletes are already getting ready for the first of the track events, and the track's starting a little bit earlier today than we've seen on the other days.
T12 is for athletes with a visual impairment. Their vision is constricted to a radius of less than 5 degrees and or the ability to recognise a moving object at a distance of 1 metre.
So the first event on the track will be the T12 men's 400 metres, and these other competitors, they run in alternate lanes. So in lane 1 from Vietnam, Quinn Van Bin. In lane 3, Jatnika Ganja from Indonesia, who also ran in the 100 metres and finished third. Then in lane 5, Quinn Hong Min from Vietnam, and out in lane 7, Tarehorn Hajono, competitor 154, we can see there, who took the bronze medal in the 100 metres. So I think the two favourites for this, that's one of them, Ganja Jatnika from Indonesia, and his fellow countryman Hajono Tarehorn out in lane 7. The two Vietnamese, I think, might be fighting for the bronze medal. Now these are partially sighted athletes. They can run with a guide if they choose to, and in lane 3 we've got Ganja Jatnika, who is running with a guide.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the first track event of the morning, the men's 400 meters T12. In lane 1 from Vietnam, Nguyen Van Bin. Lane 3 from Indonesia, Ganja Jatnika.
Clearly very pumped up for this event.
Lane 5 from Vietnam, Nguyen Hoang Minh. And in lane 7 from Indonesia, Harjono Tarehorn. Ladies and gentlemen, the finalists for the men's 400 meters T12.
Well, the two Vietnamese are much less experienced than the two Indonesian athletes. We need absolute silence in the stadium. Nice fashion statement on the outside from Harjono Tarihoran. The differently coloured shoes. So, Huynh Van Binh, Ganja Jetnika, Win Hong Min, Harjono Tarihoran, and they're off. And I think out in lane 5 we've got Win Hong Min has gone out quickly. And Win Hong Min going very strongly down the back straight. Has he gone off too quickly? He's looking very good at the moment. He's in first place. And I think Huynh Van Binh on the inside might be lying second at the moment. The two favourites from Indonesia not really making a show of it. Now, has he expended too much energy too early? Huynh Hong Min in lane 5. He's got 100 metres to go. He's got a big lead. In lane 1, Huynh Van Binh, the two youngsters are coming through, but the two Indonesians are coming back. There's no doubt who's going to take gold. Huynh Hong Min going to win this race comfortably in a very quick time. He's about 52.9, and just getting in for the silver medal is Harjono Tarihoran from Indonesia, with Huynh Van Binh taking the bronze.
Hong Min. Unofficial timing 53.04, just under the game's record of 52.29. Congratulations to Nguyen Hong Min.
Well, interesting that the guide in lane 3 doesn't run tied to his runner. Ganja Jetnika
from Indonesia,
runs alongside
Tarihoran
and tells him where he is, and dropped off at the last stages there. But Ganja Jetnika not really being able to make any inroads. And it was a great run from the youngster. Huynh Hong Min, just 22 years of age, the youngest competitor in the field, and won quite comfortably. His fellow countryman just shaded out for the silver. He'll have to settle for bronze. So gold and bronze for Vietnam, silver for Indonesia.
Is the men's 400 meters T20 final, featuring one of our very own from Team Singapore.
Well, the track events are coming thick and fast this morning. We've just had the T12 400 metres, and we will shortly have the T20 400 metres. Now, there were heats for this men's 400 metres T20, so all of these athletes have had to qualify. And the way they arrange things is that the fastest qualifiers will occupy the central lanes. It's regarded as being an advantage to be in lanes 4 and 5.
T20 is for athletes who have an intellectual impairment. They find it hard to understand and apply race plans and tactics.
We have a full field. It's unusual for these games to see all 8 lanes occupied, but here we go with Suhairi Suhani from Singapore in lane 1, Ibrahim Mohamed Nordin from Malaysia in lane 2, Mohamed Nazaruddin in lane 3, also from Malaysia, and then the two favourites, Tine Endi Nordin from Indonesia in lane 4, Philippus Kolimau, also from Indonesia in lane 5, Kodar Mohamed Lailatul from Indonesia in lane 6, Mohamed Hafizuddin of Brunei in lane 7, and on the outside, Anurak Vorit from Thailand. Well, of course, it's a final and everybody has got an equal chance, but you'd have to say that the runners in lanes 4, 5, 6 and possibly 3 are likely to be the favourites. This is Suhairi Suhani from Singapore, and he's just about the youngest competitor in this race, just 18 years of age. The man outside him is also 18 years, but older by a few months. The game's record is held by Nazaruddin of Malaysia, 51.2. But we saw Tine Endi Nurdin and Philippus Colimau actually bettering that time in their heat. Tine Endi Nurdin actually dipping under 50 seconds, which is a very good time indeed. So we can expect a really cracking race between lanes 3, 4 and 5, and likely to carry the other athletes round to very fast times, personal bests. Ibrahim Mohamed Nurdin there, good experience for the youngster, 18 years of age. And that's confirmation of the result from the first event. Huang Minh Nguyen, or Huynh Quang Minh I should say, from Vietnam, taking the gold medal in a confirmed time of 53.07. Which is a very creditable time for the one-lap race. The camera very much focusing on the Singaporean competitor in lane 1. Nervous moments for him. See, good athlete, nice and rangy, probably needs to be a little bit stronger in the upper body, but that will come as he matures. Most of the competitors pretty young in this final. We have seen some veteran athletes in some of the events, including William Tan, who I think has the privilege of being the oldest competitor. On number 158, Philippus Colimau, distinctive character. We'll certainly be able to see him if he's in the lead. Was narrowly beaten by Tine Endi Nurdin in the heat, but did put up a tremendous fight. I'm expecting both of them to go under 50 seconds in this final. Maybe we'll have even 3 athletes dipping under the 50-second mark. Shouldn't ignore Kodam Mohamed Lailatul as well from Indonesia. He's a tremendous competitor. So Singapore still looking for their first medal in track and field. At the moment, Malaysia are at the head of the table, 12 golds, 4 silvers, 4 bronze. Thailand, 11 golds, 13 silvers and 10 bronze. Indonesia, 10 golds, 9 silvers, 3 bronze. Vietnam, 4, 5 and 6 respectively. Myanmar, 1 gold, 3 silver and 6 bronze. Brunei, 1 gold, 2 silvers. And nobody else has got a gold medal so far.
In lane 1, from Singapore, multiple time Special Olympic medalist Suhairi Suhani. In lane 2, from Malaysia, Muhammad Nurdin Ibrahim. In lane 3, from Malaysia, the 2014 APG gold medalist and Games record holder, Muhammad Nazaruddin. In lane 4, from Indonesia, Nurdin Tine Endi. In lane 5, out of Indonesia, Philippus Colimao. Lane 6, also from Indonesia, Muhammad Lailatul Koda. And lane 7, representing Brunei, Muhammad Hafizuddin. Ladies and gentlemen, your finalists for the men's 400 meters T20.
So Anurak Varit from Thailand is a non-starter out in lane 8. So we have 7 competitors, and this should be a tremendously competitive race. Look out for lanes 3, 4, 5 and 6. The winner is almost certain to come from those. Mohamed Nazaruddin in lane 3, the defending champion. Nurdin and Colimao in lanes 4 and 5, the young pretenders to his throne. Oh, it was a terrible start from the Bruneian athlete and also from Koda Mohamed Lailatul. And out in lane 5, Philippus Colimao's gone out very hard. In lane 3, we've got Mohamed Nazaruddin, who's going very well. But striding away on the outside, Philippus Colimao and Nazaruddin, Mohamed Nazaruddin, well, he's really showing the youngsters what he's made of. They're quick through 200 metres. In the lead, Mohamed Nazaruddin. He's being trailed by the Indonesians. Now he's beginning to tie up. They're coming back at him. Philippus Colimao's coming back. Nurdin's coming back, but nobody's going to catch Mohamed Nazaruddin, or are they? Philippus Colimao, he's coming again. Mohamed Nazaruddin trying to hold on. Philippus is coming. He's still coming. Is he going to get there? Just shades it on the line. And Mohamed Nazaruddin has to settle for silver. And Tine Endi Nurdin takes the bronze. What a race and what a time.
While doing so, unofficially has a new games record as well. We are waiting confirmation of the results.
Well, we were expecting a good race, but I don't think we could have expected something as dramatic as that. The defending champion, Mohamed Nazaruddin, absolutely giving it everything. Went out very quickly, hauled in the 2 Indonesians outside him. And you have to feel sorry for Mohamed Hafizuddin,
And ladies and gentlemen,
who responded so slowly in the outside lane. And at this stage, Mohamed Nazaruddin had a big lead, but you could see in the final straight he begins to tie up. The 2 Indonesians keeping their form a little bit better, and it was Philippus Colimao who just about got up on the final couple of metres. He still had a bit of work to do with 20 metres to go, but you can see just get his chest ahead, dips, but there was no need for a dip. Gold for Indonesia, silver for Malaysia, and bronze for Indonesia as well. And a magnificent race, and they deserve that, all of them. A marvellous performance. Disappointment for Mohamed Lailatul Koda, who also got a bad start out in lane 6. But we expected the competition to be between lanes 3, 4 and 5, and so it proved. And we weren't disappointed in the slightest. Philippus Colimao, make a note of that name, 20 years of age and a big future ahead of him. Mohamed Nazaruddin is the same age, they are both 20 years of age. Nazaruddin just a few months older, and tremendous energy expended, absolutely exhausted, these 400 metre runners, exhausted but happy. And so they continue. Next one is the men's 400 metres T11 final.
women's javelin throw finals, F36 to 38.
T11 is for track athletes with a near total visual impairment. Some can make out an object at 25 centimetres, but all compete in blacked out glasses with a sighted guide.
So that's the regulations for T11, and the finalists are Kitsana Jorchoi of Thailand in lane 1, Supachai Songpanit from Thailand in lane 3, Sunoto of Indonesia in lane 5, and Huyn Ngoc Hiep of Vietnam in lane 7. These guys will be running with guides, obviously. They have to wear the mask to make sure that they are completely 100% in the dark. They did go through heats, and Sunoto was the winner of the first heat in a remarkably good time of 55.86. He was followed home by Kitsana Jorchoi from Thailand in 57.18. In the second heat, Songpanit Supachai of Thailand clocked the fastest time of 54.66, followed very closely by Huyn Ngoc Hiep of Vietnam in 55.74. So that's confirmation of the result that we've just seen. Two of them dipping below 50 seconds. And even in third place, Tine Endi Nurdin just inside 51 seconds. It's a remarkably good field, excellent times. We won't see these guys going as quickly. Obviously running the straight 100 meters is difficult if you have no vision at all, but to negotiate the curves successfully, even with a guide, is a tremendously difficult task, to add to the task of what's already difficult, running 400 meters, which is a real man killer of an event. Up to 300 meters, the body can cope quite nicely going almost flat out, but that last 100 meters is the tough one. That's where the mentally tough keep going. So the favourite is probably Songpanit Supachai, having clocked the fastest time in qualifying. Competitor 296 that we're looking at there, going in lane 3. And then, well, there's nothing to choose between the Indonesian Sunoto and the Vietnamese Huyn Ngoc Hiep. Both of them just under the 56-second mark. And Jorchoi Kitsana is probably the fourth favourite, and yet he's a very, very good athlete in his own right. Games record of 54.05, actually currently held by Sunoto of Indonesia.
Up next in the women's javelin throw, representing Thailand, Surang Kamsuk has just taken her 4th throw.
You can hear in the background that the 4th round of the javelin is taking place at the moment, but we're focusing very much on the track, and the events are just coming thick and fast.
That throw be able to go even further.
After this event, we've got the women's 400 meters T11 heats and the women's and the men's T53 400 meters heats. Later we've got 100 meters finals for T42, 44, 46, 47 and 52, all of the men's 100 meters, with a lot of athletes that we'll have already seen in the competition. We have had some multiple gold winners already. Felicia Mikat of Malaysia taking gold in both the 100 and the 400. Peo Pangsakorn, the rising star of wheelchair athletics, who's won the gold in the 800 and the 100, and Sutarno of Indonesia, who's won the gold in both the javelin and the shot put.
Ladies
And
and
he'll be
gentlemen,
going for the trouble with the discus.
next track event, the men's 400 meters T11 final. In lane 1, the 2014 Asian Para Games gold medalist from Thailand, Kitsana Chorchui. Lane 3 from Thailand, the 2010 Asian Para Games silver medalist, Supachai Songpinen. Lane 5 from Indonesia, the 2014 ASEAN Para Games gold medalist and Games record holder, Sunoto. Lane 7 from Vietnam, Nguyen Ngoc Hiep. Ladies and gentlemen, your finalists for the men's 400 meters T11.
Well, the hush falls over the stadium as the competitors get ready, going in lanes 1, 3, 5 and 7. Kitsana Chorchui in lane 1. Supachai Songpinen in lane 3. Sunoto, the current Games record holder and gold medalist from the last edition. And in lane 7, Nguyen Ngoc Hiep from Vietnam. The youngest of the competitors at just 21 years of age. Kitsana Chorchui in the twilight of a magnificent career, 39 years of age now. Sunoto, 34. Supachai Songpinen could be his moment in the sun. That's a good start on the outside. Nguyen Ngoc Hiep got away quickly. And it's very even on the stagger at present. I think Kitsana Chorchui is a little bit adrift, and in lane 3, as expected, Supachai Songpinen going very well. Supachai Songpinen gone past Sunoto already. Sunoto possibly in second place, or maybe the tie, Kitsana Chorchui in second place. But it's Supachai Songpinen coming into the home straight, looking very good indeed. Beginning to tie up a little bit, but he's got a big lead. Nobody's going to catch Supachai Songpinen. He's got the gold medal in his pocket. Sunoto's going to have to settle for silver this time around. Kitsana Chorchui giving a good chase, but Supachai Songpinen coming away. It's a quick time. He's easing up a little, 53.09. Second place Sunoto. Nguyen Ngoc Hiep takes the bronze, and Kitsana Chorchui finishes in fourth place.
Supachai Songpinen. Unofficial timing 53.09, which will be a new Games record.
Well, no great surprise that Supachai Songpinen would win the final, and also no great surprise that he set a new record. The quickest qualifier, went out nice and hard. Always important to start very quickly and then to relax. Don't push too hard. Relaxed through 200 meters. Came off the bend, and you can see just slightly losing his form a little. His arms flailing slightly, but always difficult with his left hand attached to his guide. And towards the end he's easing off, but he knows he's got the race in the bag. Sunoto, well, he gave it everything, defending his title. Had to settle for silver this time around, and the young Vietnamese Nguyen Ngoc Hiep taking the bronze.
And at the end of the men's javelin throw, the 5th round, still in the lead is Malaysia's Abu
Well, 400 metres anywhere around the world in top-class athletics. That's what they look like at the end of the race. You dig deep into your reserves, absolutely drained. Takes quite a while for the body to recover into that area of oxygen debt. And a super run from Super Chai, if you'll pardon me for the pun. After all that men's 400 metres, it's time for the ladies to take centre stage. And the women's 400 metres. There's a little bit of confusion about this. On the schedule originally, we had the T11 for the ladies, 2 heats thereof, but I think I'm hearing now that there are only 4 competitors, so they'll go straight through to the final, which will take place 2 days hence on Tuesday, the 8th of December, in which case we will then be going on to the men's 400 metres T53 heats. In the games like this, we do occasionally have late changes of arrangement as athletes are unable to fulfill their commitments. Athletes sometimes enter for events and then have to drop out. Just a reminder that the javelin final is going on in the background. The men's F36, 37, 38. Was Abu Bakr Mohammed Hafiz. My apologies, got entirely the wrong man there. Quinn Van Tin, my apologies there. We've got 4 men in the F36, 37, 38 category in the javelin. And we've got 3 ladies in the women's F45, 46. And Quinn is in the lead at the moment, just over 30 metres. Well, 30 plus is his best throw. That's Deep Purple I can hear in the background there. That's going to roll back the ears. And once again, that's a terrific effort from competitor 212, Shamli Waidi. That one stalled a little bit on him. Don't think that'll be his best throw in the competition. That's Lim Kok Hong, 217. He's one of the left arm throwers. And you can see in the foreground there, Surang Kamsuk from Thailand, who is quite considerably the most accomplished of the javelin throwers among the ladies. This is Pachari Wisetsi. And that one's landed tail end first. .26.63, her best effort so far. Shake of the hands with her fellow countryman, or woman I should say. There is the wonderfully maned Christiane Putu. from Indonesia. 28-27, her best effort in the 4th round. So she's in the silver medal position at the moment. Holds the javelin nice and high. Full arm reach, and it's another good throw. And I think she may have improved on her previous best there. That looks as if it might be close to 29. She's got a nice carry of the javelin. Could do with planting that left foot a little bit more, but gets it away nicely. That's going to be very close, around the 29-metre mark. I think she's pretty pleased with that. But here's the top thrower, Surang Kamsuk, 29.67. 2 no throws in rounds 4 and 5. So she'll be very keen to get a good one away this time around. Oh, it's stalled. That one's no good. Nowhere near her best. But she's still done enough to take the gold medal. One you can see the tail came too far forward, point upwards, and it stalls completely. No need to measure that one. So the girls have completed their competition. We haven't got confirmation of Kristiani Putu's final throw, but I don't think it was close enough to that 30-metre mark to challenge Surang Kamsuk. So it looks like it's gold and bronze for the Thais and silver for Indonesia, although actually with 3 competitors the -1 rule should apply. 28.96, she did improve quite considerably, that's why she was so delighted, but still short of Surang Kamsuk's best throw of 29.67. And if you haven't been with us previously, the -1 rule applies in a case like this. There are only 3 competitors in the event, in which case they only give gold and silver on the strength of that you have to beat somebody in order to win a medal. In which case there will only be a gold medal for Surang Kamsuk and a silver for Kristiani Putu. And Pachari Wisetsi, the gold medalist from the shot put, will have to go away empty-handed. Confirmation, Surang Kamsuk's winning throw, 29.67, and she finished with 3 no throws. But she always looked the strongest of the competitors, and by the same token, Pachari Wisetsi, you can see physically she's better equipped for the shot put, and that was her best throw, the second one, 26.63, so she was beaten quite comfortably, a couple of metres behind Kristiani Putu. So only one field event this morning, and that's got it wrapped up. The men's javelin and the ladies' javelin have been completed, which means that our focus will return to the track.
we have confirmation of the first result of the day, the men's 400 meters in the T12 final. Winning gold from Vietnam, Nguyen Huan Minh, taking silver, Hajun Tari Horan from Indonesia, and with the bronze, also from Vietnam, Nguyen Phan Binh. Also now confirmation of the results from the men's 400 meters T20. Believers Cosmo from Indonesia dethroning the champion Muhammad Nasharuddin in an exciting race now. And Nordin Tineni from Indonesia taking the bronze. Very good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the National Stadium for Athletics at the 8th ASEAN Para Games. Hope you're having a rocking good time this morning. We've already seen 2 games records tumble. And if you see yourselves on screen, that's the right idea, everyone. Give us a wave. Good morning. Hello. Hello, hello. Good morning. Hello, Auntie. Hi. Yes, you are on screen. It is happening. They do not look impressed. There we go. Everyone getting in the spirit now. Hello, hello. Hello kids, we got family out and about on Sunday morning. Also got some of the Malaysian contingent who are now... Hey guys, a very good morning to you. That's a family wave. It's a 3-person Kallang wave. There we have some volunteers. Hello. That guy not... Why is that fella not happy? It's great to see everyone having a good time here. Playing along, giving us waves. We are so happy to see you being happy. Hello, hello, Tom. Tatya Hao, what's up? Oh, the phone's out.
来，小妹。哦
Good morning, sir. Are you having a good time? And we got some volunteers. A big part of the games. We want to thank you for all the hard work that you've been putting in, guys. And look, more people arriving for athletics.
And we have the official results for the medalists of the men's javelin throw F36 to 38. Walking away in first place, representing Malaysia, Whitey Shapley. Now his longest distance was 34.52 meters. And behind him in silver, representing Vietnam, Nguyen Van Thuy, with a distance of 30.48. And close behind with a distance of 27.01, representing Malaysia, Lim Kok Ong. And for the women's javelin throw F45 and 46 finals. In first place, representing Thailand, Kamsuk Sura, with a total distance of 29.67 meters. Running close behind in second place, walking away with the silver medal, representing Indonesia, Kristiani Putu, the longest distance being 28.96 meters. And in third place, representing Thailand, Pachari Wisti, with 26.63 meters. Moving on to the men's 400-meter T11 finals. Walking away in gold place, representing Thailand, Supachai Songpinin. In second place, walking away with silver, Sunoto from Indonesia. And our bronze medalist from Vietnam, Nguyen Ngoc Hia.
very good morning. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is Athletics, Day 3 of Athletics. And we want you moving and grooving. You can see Neela on your screen. You can see yourselves on your screen. We're very happy that you've been waving the whole morning. But right now, we want you to move, groove, dance along to the wiggle cam. That's right. Malaysian contingent has got the right idea. Alamak, why shy already? Come on, guys. Hello, sir. Would you like to show off your dance moves? I see a baby wiggling, that's good. What's up, guys? Can you give us a little wiggle? Well done, my man. That guy had it down pat. We got a family on a Sunday morning. We like the waving, we do, but we love the wiggle. Can we get a wiggle out of you guys? There we go. My two new favorite people in the world. Haha, that is awesome. And even mom's getting in on the action now. It's a family wiggle. It's official now. Oh, we're changing it up a little bit with the music. Bit of a throwback. Great Gatsby-esque. We got everyone now getting into the groove there. All thanks to the little girl in pink, I think. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for wiggling along with us on this Sunday morning. We got more things coming up on the track and on the field very soon.
Ladies and gentlemen, the victory ceremony for the men's 400-meter T12.
Well, for the first time today on Sunday the 6th of December, we see the assistants coming out to make the first of the victory celebrations. You can see there are
mascots will be presented
presented for the guides as well as for the actual athletes. This is the T12 men's 400 meters. Just 4 competitors in this race, but that does mean that we get gold, silver and bronze. Vietnam taking gold and bronze, Indonesia taking silver.
Nguyen Van Binh from Vietnam.
Bronze medal for Nguyen Van Binh, Vietnam time of 55 flat, 55.00. Came with a good late run, just a little bit too late to catch up with Tarehoran in front of him.
Your silver medalist, Arjono Tarihohan from Indonesia.
Arjono Tarehoran, a time of 54.84. Never really looked like getting up for the gold medal position, so quite happy to accept his role in silver.
Your gold medalists and champions, Nguyen Hoang Minh from Vietnam.
Nguyen Hoang Minh of Vietnam, 53.07. Went out very hard, the youngster, the youngest competitor in the field, went out hard and able to maintain that form down the back straight and came home a comfortable winner, gold medalist. Didn't break the games record, which interestingly belongs to Supachai Songpinit at 52.29, and Supachai Songpinit has switched classifications. He's moved from T12 to T11, and we'll be seeing him shortly receiving his medal.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem of Vietnam.
So congratulations to Nguyen Hoang Minh, winning Vietnam's 5th gold medal in the track and field events in this edition of the ASEAN Para Games. And you can see there he won by a handsome margin. Close contest for silver and bronze, but no questioning who was going to take the gold. Blasted out of the blocks, was good down the back straight, kept his form round the bend, and in the home straight had enough left in the tank to see him home. An excellent run from a fine young athlete. Well, we are scheduled to have a series of victory ceremonies now. We've had the 400 metre events this morning, and the gentlemen will all be receiving their medals in short order. Having done the T12, we'll follow that up with the T11 and then T20, and after that we'll return to live action, where we have a series of 100 metre finals, 5 successive finals, and I'm hoping that my colleague Nick Applin will be able to join me for that. Always useful to have a second pair of eyes, particularly on the 100 metres, where I tend to be so focused on what's happening at the front that sometimes I miss out on what's going on behind, and Nick fills in the details.
Ladies and gentlemen, the victory ceremony for the men's 400 meter T11. Please welcome your medalists. The medals and mascots will be presented by Mr. Qasim Abdul Rahman, Treasurer, ASPF Board of Exco. Bronze medalist, Nguyen Ngoc Hiep from Vietnam.
Nguyen Ngoc Hiep from Vietnam, running a time of 55.36. Very creditable performance. Only 1:31 outside of the previous game's record. And it was only good enough for bronze this time around.
From Indonesia.
Well, Sunoto had to settle for the silver medal this time around. He took gold back in 2014 in Naypyidaw in Myanmar in a time of 54.05. This time he managed 54.71, but it was only good enough for the silver medal.
Your gold medalist and champion, representing Thailand, Supachai Tongpinin.
Well, and this is a worthy champion indeed. Supachai Songpinit, a time of 53.14, which is not only a new games record, but is a new Asian record, breaking the previous record of ASEAN of 53.85, a great time of 53.14. And that's the first Asian record being set in the track and field from this particular tournament, and not just beaten but smashed. 53.85 reduced to 53.14. Well, an extraordinarily talented athlete, Supachai Songpinit, 53.14, games record, Asian record, and of course the gold medal in the T11 400 metres. We've been fortunate this morning to have two truly outstanding 400 metre races. Well, this was Supachai Songpinit winning the gold. You can see he's won it by 10 metres there from Sonoto, who ran very well in his own right. Quinn Nok Kiep also having a good run, 55.36, and even Kitsana Chorchoi from Thailand in fourth place, 56.34. Creditable times, and extraordinary when you think these guys are running completely blind, and not only just having to run down the straight, but to run round the curve, be able to judge the angle, not to run out of your lane, to sustain the effort, to judge the distance. Enormously demanding, both mentally and physically. So that was an outstanding 400 metres, and just a few minutes before that, we actually had another equally outstanding race, but one that was much more competitive in that it was closely contested through to the finish, and that was the T20 400 metres. For my money, the best race we've had in the tournament so far, but there have been some good competitors for that. And we'll be having the victory ceremony for the T20 400 metres shortly.
Ladies and gentlemen, the victory ceremony for the men's 400-meter T20. Please welcome your medalists. The medals and mascots will be presented by Mr. Qasim Abdul Rahman, Treasurer, ASPF Board of Exco. Bronze medalist representing Indonesia, Endi Nurin Team.
Endi Nurdin of Indonesia taking the bronze medal in a very creditable time of 50.99.
Silver medalist representing Malaysia, Muhammad Nasharuddin.
Well, Mohammed Nazaruddin dropped under 50 seconds, 49.65, but still had to settle for the silver medal. His previous games record was 51.20. All three medalists went below that time.
Gold medalist and champion representing Indonesia, Filipus Colimau.
Well, and this is a young man, a star in the making. He looks the part with his bleach blonde hair, and he looked the part on the track as well. A magnificent run, 49.57, new games record, new Asian record, smashing the previous record of 51.61.
Please rise for the national anthem of Indonesia.
Only turned 20 2 months ago, and what a future this
Ladies
young
and
man has
gentlemen,
ahead of him,
presenting your
Filipus
medalists
Colimau.
for the men's
And with due respect to
400
Peo
meter
Pongsakorn
T20.
and his 100 metres wheelchair victory yesterday, for my money, the best race we've had in the competition so far. Mohammed Nazaruddin, the previous title holder, went out very fast, did everything he could to get to the line, but overtaken inside the last 10 metres by Filipus Colimau. Both athletes gave absolutely everything, and it really was a magnificent race, both of them dipping underneath that magic 50-second mark. So splendid stuff from the races that we saw earlier this morning, and the distance now shortens up a lot because we move on to 100 meters races. We have a series of straight finals of 100 meters races, kicking off with T42, then T44, then T46, followed by T47, and to bring up the rear, T52. And I'm delighted to say that I'm joined by my good friend Nick Applin. Once again, he's going to run his eye over the 100-metre races and help me out with those. Nick, how was the badminton yesterday?
Well, the badminton was exciting, it was intricate, it was dynamic at times, you know, really amazing some of the games that they were playing, you know, considering the disabilities. Wonderful stuff, wonderful stuff.
Well, and we've had some wonderful stuff on the track here this morning, Nick. I know you work later in the day than I do, so you didn't make as early a start. But what do you think? 2 athletes dropping under 50 seconds for 400 metres. How good's that?
Well, I can put that into perspective. as a young man, my peers, the ones who really were 400-metre runners, if they were getting 48.8, 49 at you know, really senior level, then they thought they were doing really well. This is phenomenal.
Yeah, it's one of those magic markers, isn't it? It's like the 2 minutes for the 800 metres and the 50 seconds for the 400. That once you can break through those, by any standards, you are a genuine athlete. And the two guys that we saw go under 50 seconds this morning, quite remarkable. But now we're moving on to the 100 metres, and we've got the T42 final. There's going to be 4 competitors in this race, and we've seen 2 of them before, both of them in the long jump. Not uncommon, Nick, to see long jumpers who can sprint and sprinters who can long jump.
Absolutely, and very often they will also appear in the relay team. That happens as well. I can think of 1 or 2 in the past.
Well, and of course, if we're looking for sprinters, long jumpers, I think Carl Lewis's name might spring to mind. Or Jesse Owens, you're a bit longer in the tooth. Maybe you go with Jesse Owens.
Thanks very much. No, a little bit before my time, but I like the pun there. Spring to mind.
But the T42 category for the 100 metres. These are all straight finals. We'll be following that up with T44, which actually has a full field of athletes, many of whom we've covered already. A lot of these athletes, they prepare for these games, but they're not 100% specialists. They can go over a number of distances. We see the sprinters going for 100, 200 and 400 metres, which is very unusual for able-bodied athletes. The long jumpers going for the sprints as well, that's not so uncommon. And of course, I mentioned Peo Pongsakorn earlier, took the gold in the 800 metres wheelchair, blistering away from the field, and despite a terrible start in the 100 metres, came through to win that. He'll be hoping for 4 gold medals. He's also going in the 200 and the 400. So multitasking is the order of the day for many of these athletes.
Can I just take this opportunity to pick up on something that I saw earlier on, which I found very heartening during the medal ceremonies there. The fact that the guide is on the podium as well, and he's getting a medal. It's a true team event. That was very, very good to see.
I agree 100%, Nick. Actually, the guides get the medal even if they don't actually run the race with them. But certainly, I think watching the 400 metres where they're going with the guide is remarkable. Because to run the straight is hard enough, but to run the curve at full pelt, it must be amazing. I imagine they have some terrible disasters on the training ground before the event.
Yes, their emotions have to be very, very calm and clear. They must be very focused. You can't be annoyed with your guide on the day.
Yes, I think you likened it to a marriage. Hopefully that would be a very good marriage.
If you see us on the screen, give us a wave. Hello. And you saw in the video about the backup APG. You can see the hashtag on the screen. That's the official hashtag. And that's the backup APG hashtag. So if you'd like, you can tag yourselves on the interwebs, your hand on your shoulder to show your support for the ASEAN Paragames. Do you guys know how it's done? All you have to do is put your right hand on your left shoulder. There we go, we got people doing it. That's how you do it. Backup APG 2015. What's up, guys? How about putting your hand on your right?
T42 is for athletes with a moderate impairment in one leg or the loss of limbs. They adjust for asymmetric balance both in the start position and running pattern.
So we've clarified there exactly the categorization of T42, and these are the competitors. We've got Liu Tekhwa from Singapore, so we've got a home interest in this. In lane 1, in lane 2, Nang Win Tin from Myanmar, and then the two guys that we've seen before in the long jump, we've got Morapat Tawachai from Thailand. He took the gold in the long jump, and then in lane 4 from Indonesia, Mulyono, and he was the silver medalist in the long jump. And there's the home interest, Liu Tekhwa.
Didn't have the best result last night. Maybe not the best idea to wear that shirt today.
Nang Win Tin from Myanmar going in lane 2.
They don't like me already.
And there we have Morapat Tawachai. Presumably, I think he's going to go in as the favourite here. Watching him on the long jump, he is very, very quick. But Mulyono from Indonesia is the current reigning champion and the current record holder with 14.03.
Show us your backing up APG. We got one person doing it.
And although Morapat Tawachai was quick on the runway, I have to say Mulyono, for my money, was a little bit quicker across the ground. He didn't get the same spring off the board, so he didn't take the gold medal, but I fancy that the Indonesian is the favourite for the gold here.
What's up? I like the thumbs up. The thumbs up works too. Hello, everyone there.
The officials there just moving them into place. Let's hope that everything goes smoothly this morning.
All right, let's see if we can do this one more time. My friends, if you can all put your right hand on your left shoulder to show your support for these games. There we go, we got a couple of them doing it in the back. Yes, sir, I see your hand. Now put it on your left shoulder.
So confirmation there that Mulyono is the game's record holder, 14.03. Yamamoto Atsushi of Japan set the Asian record at 12:61 in Doha. That was this year. I don't think that Mulyono's likely to get close to that, but if he could dip under 14, that would be a tremendous achievement. It's a very asymmetric event for these guys. All of the power coming from one leg, nothing from the other. Compensated by their upper body and their arms, but very, very difficult and technically demanding, yes?
Indeed, because normally the synchronization between the arms and the legs is so critical. It's why there's a lot of upper body strength, that's why they do a lot of weight training. But here the asymmetry must be disconcerting, and so the compensation is there, possibly with some rotational leg movements, but that's going to slow them down.
In lane 2 from Myanmar,
35-year-old Liu Tekhwa in lane 1. Nang Win Tin from Myanmar, lane 2.
From Thailand, he's the 2015 ABG long jump gold medalist, Tawachai Morapat. And in lane 4 from Indonesia, the defending champion and games record holder, Mulyono. Ladies and gentlemen, the finalists of the men's 100 meters, T42.
It's good to see the athletes playing up to the crowd as well. It is a performance. It's an athletic event, but it's a performance as well. And they should be enjoying it. Liu Tekhua looking very tense, very nervous there. Oldest man in the field, only by a couple of months. Mulyono is also 35 years of the age, or he will be next week. Mulyono, the only one using the blocks, and I fancy he's going to run away with this. Let's see how it goes. And there's a full start. You could see twitching on the line there. I think it was possibly Tawachai Moropat.
It just looked as though the blade slipped, and as soon as there's any movement, the others are going to be triggered off. In
fact, it was Liu Tekhua in lane 1. Nerves.
Well, I can't blame them, really. No, your comment was right to the point yesterday that fortunately in these events, a full start, then they're not going to be out of the race straight away.
Okay, so for the second time of asking, Liu Tekhua, Nang Win Tin, Tawachai Moropat, and the Indonesian champion Mulyono up to the line, called to their marks. This time they're away, and Mulyono, well, he's flying already, and Tawachai Moropat is following him. Mulyono is well out in front, going to take gold. It looks like Nam Wing Tint's going to take bronze. Mulyono finishes first, Tawachai Moropat second, Nam Wing Tint third, and Liu Tekhua in fourth place.
Well, the Singaporean gave his everything there, just stumbling at the end, taking fourth place, but what a great run by this man.
Well, to be honest, from gun to tape, Mulyono looking like he was going to win this. And in lane 1, Liu Tekhua got a good start, got into his running, but lost his rhythm a little bit later on. Tawachai Moropat with that distinctive style that we saw in the long jump. So much lateral movement that it reduces the horizontal movement, whereas Mulyono much smoother across the ground.
Well, he should still be a happy man. He comes in fourth, but what a wonderful opportunity to race here against this man here. I'd be interested to see what the time was. I didn't catch it at the end.
Well, the reason you didn't catch it, Nick, was that it wasn't up at the time, but 13.78, if that's confirmed, that's a new games record from Mulyono, breaking his own previous record of 14.03, so looks like he certainly will have dipped below 14 seconds, so it will be a new games record. Might be rounded up a little bit, but 13.78, what a great effort.
Oh, it's wonderful. And I'm sure you're right, it's going to be a new record, and we're going to see lots and lots of beaming faces, I think, particularly at the medal ceremony later on. A very happy man, and very well done indeed.
So that's the first of 5 100-metre races that we're bringing you back to back. The crowd has filled out a little bit as the morning has progressed. Once again, we've got plenty of kids here. That's always going to be a good thing. Looks like plenty of food being sent round. That's always a good thing as well.
I think a good morning for them to come down again with these 100-metre sprints, as long as they're on the right side of the track to watch, see these guys up close. And of course, the good thing from the TV viewer's perspective, the high definition, you can really get in touch with these guys almost as personalities. You commented before about how they can play up to the camera. It's an important part of sport these days.
T44 is for athletes with the moderate impairment in one lower leg or the loss of one limb. All have difficulty accelerating out of the blocks.
Well, that's the classification of T44, but I don't think many of these guys have too much in the way of difficulty coming out of the blocks. These are outstanding. Phang Chim from Cambodia goes in lane 1, Rashidi from Indonesia in lane 2, Nok Kmor from Cambodia lane 3, and then Sutis Wamsamut from Thailand in lane 4, Razali Subi from Brunei in lane 5, Wagio from Indonesia lane 6, Shaiful Dawang from Malaysia in lane 7, and San Mao from Cambodia in lane 8. Now, we've seen a lot of these guys before. In the long jump, we saw Rashidi from Indonesia win the gold medal. We saw Shaiful Dawang from Malaysia take the silver. We saw Sutis Wamsamut from Thailand take 4th place, and Razali Subi, he came in 5th in the long jump, and they've run in the 400 metres. We've got the silver medalist from the 400 metres, Wagio, the Indonesian, the bronze medalist from the 400, San Mao from Cambodia, and 4th and 5th from the 400 metres, Nok Kmor from Cambodia and Sutis Wamsamut from Thailand. Confirmation there of the result, and it is indeed 13.78. What a great run from Mulyono, smashing his previous record by 0.25 of a second. That's a huge margin.
Oh, a tremendous run indeed. I'm not really sure whether they do it this way. In swimming, of course, in a final, the fastest heat times, runners go in the middle, the swimmers go in the middle lanes. I wonder if they do the same with the sprints.
Well, they do it with the sprints when there are heats. There were no heats for this event, Nick. So yes, we have seen earlier in the competition that when they have runners in heats, then they put the quickest in lane 4, next in lane 5, then lane 3, and so on. And that's just what we saw with that remarkable 400 metres earlier. So here are the competitors.
He won the long jump gold yesterday. Rashidi. Lane 3 from Cambodia. Kim Ho Nok. Lane 4 from Thailand. 2010 Asian Paragames silver medalist Sutis Wamsamut. Lane 5 out of Brunei, Razali Subi. Lane 6 from Indonesia, Wagio. Lane 7 from Malaysia, yesterday's long jump silver medalist Saiful Dawang. And lane 8 from Cambodia, Mao San.
Well, Mao San, you can see the elder statesman in this field, 46 years of age. Great to see him still competing. But if you're looking for favourites, I think we need to look at the Indonesians, Rashidi and Wagio, I should say, and the Malaysian Shaiful Dawang. So keep an eye on lanes 2, 6 and 7.
Interesting, lanes 1 to 6 are using starting blocks, 7 and 8 not. So we'll see whether there's an advantage or disadvantage.
The start, such an explosive part of the race. But if you've got one limb much weaker than the other, it's very difficult to get yourself organised, get away quickly. But we can expect a quick time. The game's record for this is 11.86.
That's phenomenal in itself.
It's a clean start, and in lane 2, Rashidi, what a start he's got. And Rashidi's running away from the field, and in lane 4, Sutis Wamsamut looks like he's taking silver. Rashidi's going to take gold. I'm not sure if Wamsamut did manage to hold on for the silver. I think it was Wagio coming with a great late run, but what a victory for Rashidi. Headed the field from the gun and was never in any danger.
Be interesting to see that second and third place. Lane 1, I think, came in 4th. Lane 5 was 5th. But that was such a dramatic, dynamic start. He was never going to lose.
He's clear of the field right from the start. Lane 4, Sutis Wamsamut going very well, and then he stumbles late on. You can see the tie, just stumbles there, and they're going to struggle to separate those two. It's Wagyo in lane 6 and Sutis Wamsamut for silver and bronze, but no doubt who's going to take the gold medal. It's this fellow Rashidi in 12.1 seconds.
What a brilliant run. And I'm not a betting man, but I think he just edged for that silver medal. I think he caught him on the line.
It's always tempting to suggest it's the athlete catching up, and it's nice to see them just chatting to one another. They're going to wait, they'll be looking at the replay, and even on the replay, Nick, very, very difficult to decide whether Wagyo did just about get up and get his second silver of the tournament.
Well, it's just as well I'm not a betting man. I'm sure I'd lose far too much money.
Very sensible, Nick. So Sutis Wamsamut, well, he certainly got himself a medal at last. He was 5th in the 400, 4th in the long jump. At worst, he's got 3rd this time around, maybe 2nd. He was just losing it towards the end, and Wagyo coming stronger. What a super race.
I wonder what they're discussing there. Did they think what was going to happen between silver and bronze? Is that part of their analysis? Very good advertising opportunities.
Product placement, don't they? They call that in the films. There's somebody who's lost a little bit of interest. I like the fan in the left hand just to keep her cool. Oh, the whole family's here. That's nice. As we're waiting to hear the outcome of that race, no doubt who finished first. Rashidi from Indonesia, the 27-year-old. That's his 2nd gold medal. He took gold in the long jump, and he's taken gold in the 100 metres. And we'll be seeing more of him as the week progresses. But 2nd and 3rd is to be decided between Sutis Wamsamut from Thailand and Wagyo from Indonesia. The next of the 100 metres is for men again, T46 category. And we have a busy field again, another 7 athletes. And in this case, it's going to be 7 athletes that we haven't really seen much of previously.
So this is a game of spot your relative.
And as we listen to Queen in the background, it's been rolling back the years this morning. We've had a bit of Jimi Hendrix, we had some Deep Purple earlier on, plenty of Queen.
Brahms? I recognise 1 or 2 people there from the crowd. Former colleague, Evelyn Tan there, done a lot of good work with track and field over the years.
So that's 2 down of the 100 metres finals, and we've got another 3 to go. That will wrap up the on-track entertainment for this morning. Just confirmation that we'll be looking at T45-46 shortly.
They're keeping us waiting, you know, with confirming this result. They must have been very, very close.
It's clearly a genuine photo finish. There was a photo call for the wheelchair race yesterday, but there was no doubt in my mind Peo Ponsacorn always got ahead of his man and won the goal. But this one, Nick, I think even if we see the photograph, I wouldn't even be surprised if it might be a dead heat, which we do occasionally get.
The tension builds. Interesting that it's taking this long. Somebody somewhere beavered away having a close look. One of the famous stories in Singapore athletics history was the Asian Games when Kunalan was denied a gold medal, very, very tight. Even closer was the 1954 Asian Games when Mary Klass came up against a Japanese runner. Everybody there thought, well, this is a tie, or maybe Mary has won it, but it was given to the Japanese girl because she was better known, and they thought that Mary would stand a chance to win a medal on another day.
I don't think those are the criteria that should be applied, are they?
Absolutely not.
We did have the situation yesterday in the long jump where the two competitors tied for their best jumps, and we had to go back to count back on that. In high jump, I can understand that, the count back, but for long jump, I think that's a bit harsh. I did feel sorry for Cho Win, who missed out on the silver medal on count back there.
Yeah, it's a tough one, but I guess you know what the rules are when you enter it, and that's part of accepting what goes on.
Absolutely, rules are rules, and this is Singapore where rules are always applied.
T46 is for runners with a moderate or high degree of impairment in one or both arms, or the loss of limbs. These athletes generate drive almost exclusively using the legs with reduced counterbalance from the arms.
Well, we have a field of 7 athletes going in this race. We've got Mohamed Noor Ahmad Soliham from Malaysia going in lane 1, Phung Dinh Tu from Vietnam going in lane 2, Chun Chovin from Cambodia in lane 3, Roger Tapia from the Philippines in lane 4. We've got Hong Bong from Cambodia going in lane 5, Mai An Min from Vietnam in lane 6, and Chok Chanta from Cambodia going in lane 7. And I suspect I've probably reversed some of those names inappropriately, and hopefully I'll have reversed some of them appropriately. Many of the athletes have been kind enough to indicate how they would prefer their names to be used, but some of them haven't, and so we have to go with what we think is appropriate. There we have in lane 7 Chok Chanta from Cambodia. You can see he's a fine, well-muscled athlete, good range of movement, and he's just getting going, isn't it? That's the big thing.
Well, the start is so important in these races. You can win or lose.
Then we have Chun Chovin, competitor 126. The inside, Mohamed Noor Ahmad Soliham from Malaysia. Just saw Chun Chovin of Cambodia going through. He's going in lane 3. Vietnamese Phung Dinh Tu, competitor 361. He's got the number 2 alongside. It's quite convenient that they put the lane number on the shorts and the bib number, well, on the bib obviously, on the chest. 252 there. Roger Tapia from the Philippines, 25 years ago of age, just last week.
I guess we're looking for them to go sub-12 in this race.
I think we could very easily see them go sub-12. Number 360, Mai An Min from Vietnam.
These are your athletes for the men's 100-meter T45 46 finals. In lane 1, representing Malaysia, Mohamed Noor Ahmad Soliham. Representing Vietnam in lane 2, Phung Dinh Tu. In lane 3, from Cambodia, Chovin Chun. In lane 4, bronze medalist for the 2010 Asian Para Games 400 meters, Roger Tapia. In lane 5, representing Cambodia, Hong lane 6, representing Vietnam, Mai An Min. And in lane 7, representing Cambodia, Kanta Chua. These are your finalists.
The stadium announcer has gone with reversing the names for each of the Cambodian athletes. I'm happy to defer to her on that. So it's Chovin Chun, Bong Bong and Chanta Chok, the 3 Cambodian athletes, 2 from Vietnam, Bong Din Tu and Mai An Min, 1 from the Philippines, Roger Tapia, probably favourite for this. We did see Mai An Min in the long jump, he finished 5th. But outside of that, we haven't seen these athletes yet. Look out for lane 4, Roger Tapia from the Philippines.
Just the one athlete using blocks here in lane 1.
That's Mohamed Noor Ahmad Solihim from Malaysia. Starter's not happy with something there. And in those situations, you always have to get everybody up and start the whole procedure again, which just adds to the tension for all of the competitors. So for the second time of asking, under orders, T45-46, 100 metres men's final. And they're off quickly. Roger Tapia's into his running, but in the inside, Mohamed Noor Ahmad Solihim going well. And Pung Din Tu just inside him. Pung Din Tu goes ahead, and Mohamed Noor's going to have to settle for the silver medal. And the winner, Pung Din Tu from Vietnam, takes gold. Mohamed Noor Ahmad Solihim from Malaysia with the silver.
And I'm not sure exactly who it was, but one looked like a pulled hamstring coming late on in the race, and he just made it across the line. Sad day for him, but you're in the final. Vietnamese runner looking very strong. That little bit of the advantage of his height, the stride length was just helping him at the end.
Got into his running quickly, but it was always between the two of them. And Mohamed Noor Ahmad Solihim was marginally ahead. We'll look out for that hamstring. Oh dear, that was a hamstring. Lane 4. Lane 5, so lane 4 was Roger Tapia, who was in 4th position at the time. And the bronze medal going to Hong Bong from Cambodia. The 3rd position, the bronze medal. And Roger Tapia, I think that's a hamstring, in which case that will be his competition over.
That was a sad one. Anyway, this man here, he looked strong. He was accelerating well. You could see, almost see in his eyes that he was going to catch the man on the inside, and that he did most decisively.
Sometimes it's nice, isn't it? It's like a catapult effect. You can just track the guy in front, and if you feel you've got the stride length, if you feel your cadence is good, then you just know you're going to get past him, and it just gives you that extra impetus. The old expression, there's nothing like the breath of the runner in the next lane to make you go faster.
That's good. I've been, again, as with the previous race, I'll be interested to see what this time was. The way he was moving, a phenomenal race, and hopefully just over 12.
Now this was the previous race. This was Rashidi, 12:12. And well, they've both got the same time, Wagyo and Sutis Wamsamut, but they're placed 2nd and 3rd at the moment. I don't know whether that's second equal, but they've been given the same time, Nick.
Maybe they can go to thousandths of a second, I'm not sure. Maybe they haven't got an extra number 2.
Well, I rather hope that's the case. I always feel if they're given the same time that, come on, you can't really say that one's finished quicker and they've been given the same time. It took you the same time to get there, then you must have arrived at the same time.
Absolutely right. So it gives us a benchmark. They're 12.12, very, very fast time. And I'm not going to predict at all that the final that we've just seen, I wouldn't mind betting he's gone a little bit quicker.
I thought it was quicker myself. It's difficult to judge, obviously, because you see them running relative to one another. But I thought that was very quick indeed. Phong Dinh Tu, the Vietnamese, 25 years of age, certainly winning the gold medal there. And I would have thought may well have dipped under 12 seconds. Mohamed Noor Ahmad Solihim winning a silver medal for Malaysia, and Malaysia continuing to have such a good tournament in the track and field events. And third place, Hong Bong from Cambodia. Cambodia, who prior to today had won 1 silver and 2 bronze. So he's going to add another medal to the tally.
T47 is for athletes with a low to moderate impairment in one arm or the loss of limbs. They adjust for asymmetric upper body balance.
Well, that's T47, and this is the starting lineup. Chaiwat Siromongkol from Thailand, silver medalist in the long jump. Zain Ahmad from Indonesia, 5th in the 400 metres. UK Samphoz of Cambodia, 6th in the 400 metres. Dino Arman from the Philippines, bronze medalist in the 400 metres. Martin Losu of Indonesia, gold in the 400 metres, look out for him. Sutat Yami of Thailand, silver medalist in the 400 metres, look out for him too. Setio Budihartanto of Indonesia took the gold in the long jump, and Jasnul Mohammed Farisan from Malaysia is the only athlete that I don't have anything on so far. So plenty of athletes here who've given a good account of themselves before. That's a guy, Sutat Yami, in lane 6, who took the silver in the 400 metres, was coming very strong at the finish, and if we thought the last race was quick, Nick, this one is going to be even quicker. Oh, there's confirmation of the timings for the previous race.
And gone well under 12 seconds. The first three, the 3 medalists, all of them gone under 12 seconds.
Well, it certainly looked a quick race, and I think we're going to see this next race will be even quicker. We've got some great, in fact, it's going to be a tremendously competitive race, this one. We've got the gold medalist from the 400 metres, Martin Losu from Indonesia. All 3 medalists from the 400 metres competing in this, but certainly Budihartanto, the Indonesian, looked very good in the long jump. That's Zain Ahmad from Indonesia. He took part in the 400 metres. I don't think he's likely to be among the medals here, but he's a good competitor too. I think we're looking really at lanes 5, 6, 7 and lane 1. Chaiwat in lane 1's empty, Nick. Chaiwat, Chaiwat's walking
his way back.
now, yep. Didn't want anyone to be missing from this. This could be a tremendously competitive race. 2 Thais, 3 Indonesians, 1 Malaysian, 1 from the Philippines and 1 from Cambodia.
Again, this interesting confounding factor of the starting blocks. In the previous final, lane 1 had the blocks and he was well in contention but was overtaken. Be interesting to see how the guys do here, those with the blocks.
Chaiwat Siromongkol. Ahmad Zain from Indonesia. Bronze medal in the 400 metres. Well, for my money, he's going to be the favourite for this. And I think he's probably second favourite, Sutat Yami. It'll be interesting to see how he goes against the two 400 metres runners. Mohamed Farizan Jasnal from Malaysia.
Call him the dark horse.
Ladies and gentlemen, these are your finalists.
Well, a little bit of a surprise to see a 9th competitor added to the start list, but the more the merrier. Of course, there is always the spare lane, lane 9, in case in qualification people have dead heated. This could be quick indeed. Look out particularly for lanes 5, 6 and probably 7. Budi Hartanto improvising there so that he can be level in that set position. Martin Lossu in the partially erect position. And off they go. And Martin Lossu's not gone off well. And out in lane 7, Budi Hartanto. Budi Hartanto's going really well. And the long jumper's going to win it. Budi Hartanto first. I think that was Martin Lossu in second. And he's delighted. Well, we thought he was quick on the runway. He was blisteringly quick there in 11:33.
And I think the bronze medal went to the runner just to the left of your race favourite. Very, very close.
So I think they were neck and neck, weren't they? I think that's Dino Arman may well have taken the 3rd position. But no doubt whatsoever about the winner, Budi Hartanto, who got away to a very good start. We'll see that again. Gets a really good start. Lane 1 got a good start, Chaiwat as well. But they're all into their running here. And Martin Lossu just not able to get up. There's Martin Lossu, and just inside him, you're right, Dino Arman from the Philippines taking bronze. What a quick race, what a good race.
And plenty of celebrations here, excellent time. Difficult to imagine the euphoria at the end of a race like that. The sort of explosion, the emotional output as well. He's a happy man.
And of course these competitors so rarely get the chance to race against one another. So it's not like in Europe where you're racing against these guys all the time, or in the Americas. These guys don't see each other for fairly lengthy periods of time, so it's a great moment to match themselves against one another. You do all that work in training, you think you're getting better, but you don't know what the other guy's doing as well. It's always a venture into the unknown. And so that's a double gold medal for Setio Budi Hartanto, and I think that makes him the 4th or maybe 5th double gold medalist so far in the track and field. There are going to be plenty of multi-gold medalists. I think Peo Pongsakorn is likely to top that list.
They're all of them going to have wonderful memories. I mean, just a word of acknowledgement. What a great setting, the Sports Hub, for these athletes to win for themselves, for their country, for their family, but to do it in such a wonderful setting as well. They'll remember it for the rest of their lives.
Absolutely, truly memorable moments for the athletes. So that was the men's T47. We just got one more race this morning, and that's the men's T52.
Just a quick reflection on the preceding final, where we saw unfortunately the athlete pulling a hamstring, somewhat similar, reminiscent, I believe, of Derek Redmond in the Olympic 400. I think it was the 400 some years ago. He carried on, he finished the race, and it was the same here. He pulled the hamstring, but he was determined to get across the line, albeit slowly.
Yeah, we've seen that on a number of occasions, haven't we? Even sometimes athletes pull hamstrings in qualification just at the last moment, and they go into the final, they have to walk around the track. But you've earned your moment in the sun, so you should go out there and enjoy it. So we're now looking at the final race of the morning, T52, and of course that means that we're looking at wheelchair athletes, and we're looking at some very familiar wheelchair athletes in this race. Just 4 competitors, and we've got the gold, silver and bronze from the 400 metres.
T52 is for wheelchair track athletes who have a high degree of impairment affecting the trunk and legs and a low to moderate impairment affecting the arms and shoulders. These athletes generate forward power by primarily using their biceps to pull the wheelchair rims up rather than pushing down.
Well, this really is the truly tough event for the wheelchair athletes. In lane 1, Rungsri Perth from Thailand, who took the bronze in the 400 metres. Lane 2, Dao Xuan Ho from Vietnam, and then in third lane rather, Pichaya Kuratanasiri, who took the gold in the 400 metres, and out in lane 4 we have Pete Gerald, who took the silver. Now this was a stunning 400 metres race. We had, actually it's Gerald Pete, isn't it, that he likes to be known as. He was in the lead until the very last moment when he was overtaken by Kuratanasiri from Thailand. It was a staggering race, and it will be interesting to see how this goes. Now, Rungsri Peth is the current title holder from Naypyidaw and the record holder with 18.67. So let's see how these go. This is a very competitive field between these 3 outstanding athletes.
In lane 2, representing Vietnam, Dao Xuan Ho. In lane 3, representing Thailand, winning the 400-meter gold yesterday, Pichaya Kuratanasiri. And in lane 4, representing the Philippines, yesterday's silver medalist for the 400-meter, Gerald Pete Manginiwan.
I think I'm going to go with Perth, Dao, Pichaya and Gerald Pete, as we call this one. This is going to be very competitive again. Gerald Pete was outstanding with his sportsmanship when he was beaten the other day, but he'll want to come back and win this 100 metres. Peth in lane 1, Dao lane 2, Pichaya lane 3, Gerald Pete lane 4. 100 metres T52 final. Well, background noise distraction there. I wasn't sure whether the gun had gone there. There was a sort of cracking noise. Very disturbing.
Well, there certainly was a noise, but nobody moved. So fortunately, the athletes knew what was going on.
Technically very difficult to start with the wheelchair because you need to make sure it's perfectly aligned. You don't want the front wheel lifting up too much. Too much effort and the front wheel lifts and you lose forward momentum. Off they go, and Perth, well, you can see his front wheel lifting there. He's just narrowly ahead, and Pichaya, I think, is in the lead in lane 3, and Perth is very close. Perth is coming away from him, but Gerald Pete's coming past. Gerald Pete's coming through. The Filipino's going to win this one. No one's going to catch him now. Gerald Pete in first, Pichaya in second, Perth in third, and Dao Xuan Ho in fourth.
And add to that a new games record, 18.48. Beating the old record point by 0.19 of a second. Excellent race from Gerald Pete.
Well, that's put a smile on his face. He was very sportsmanlike when he was beaten by Pichaya Kuratanasiri the other day, but he's come back today and he's taken gold, and deservedly so. Didn't get the best start, In fact, he was in 4th position at the start, but he's nicely aligned. And once he got the momentum going, generating tremendous power, slightly wobbling across the track there, but clearly the winner, and the two Thais having to settle for silver and bronze. Peth unable to reproduce his form from Naypyidaw, and a word for Dao Shan Ho in 4th place. Very game, but up against 3 tremendous competitors.
Nice to see they're taking the opportunity to do a lap of honour as well.
Yeah, these two guys were great the other day. There's a great camaraderie between the 3 of them: Perth Rungsri, Pichaya Kuratanasiri and Gerald Peat. And so far the Thais have taken 1 gold, the Filipino has taken the other, and they've still got the 200 metres to go, of course.
New games record to go with it.
Will be resuming at 2:30 for session 2 of athletics, only here at the 8th ASEAN Para Games 2015.
I'd always like to see the lap of honour. I think that's an appropriate response. You do all that hard work, it all happens so quickly. Shame to get off to the changing rooms too quickly. Stay out there and savour the moment, particularly as it's the last race of the day.
Well, I completely agree with you, and of course, though, in some events they're rather stringent, rather uncaring about trying to whip the athletes off the track too soon. Should give them their moment of glory.
Yes, we have had some famous incidents of what we call jobsworths, people who are rather over-officious. And there's confirmation of the earlier result with Budi Hartanto in 11.37 seconds. A remarkable performance. I think that was rounded up. Originally it was 11.33, 11.37, 11.57 for Martin Losu, 11.6 for Dino Arman of the Philippines. So the Philippines having a good morning on the track. They haven't had a great competition so far, but they picked up a bronze and a gold medal to add to their previous tally, which was just 1 silver and 3 bronzes. So the first gold of the day for, the first gold of the tournament for the Philippines comes from their veteran competitor, Gerald Peat. Well, that concludes the 100 metres from this morning, and we've had the 400 metres earlier in the day. We've had some outstanding athletics. Nick, it's been great having your company again. Thank you very much for joining me.
It's been my pleasure. It's been entertaining as ever.
Thanks a lot, Pete. Thanks a lot, and I hope you enjoy the badminton later in the day. And all being well, I look forward to some of your company tomorrow.
We'll see you then. Take care.
Thanks very much. I'll let Nick Appling go out, have a little bit of a breather and get himself set for the badminton. Nick, of course, a former thrower in his athletics career, a goalkeeper of no mean accomplishment, and an all-round sports aficionado and expert.
Please welcome your medalists.
Well, and so we now have a series of prize presentations, the first one being the
Medals and mascots will be presented by
men's
Mr. Tariq Sui,
400
CEO,
metres.
Asian Paralympic Committee. Bronze medalist from Myanmar, Nang Wing Tint.
These are the T42 athletes. 9 Wing Tint from Myanmar in a time of 15.99.
Silver medal representing Thailand, Thawachai Morapat.
Second place, Thawachai Morapat, 14.54.
medalist, an ASEAN Para Games champion, representing Indonesia, Mulyono.
And Mulyono with a time of 13.78, smashing his own previous record of 14.03 by no less than 0.25 of a second. No wonder he's delighted. Mulyono, champion, gold medalist in the men's 100 metres T42 category.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem of Indonesia. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting your medalists for the men's 100 meters T42.
So another gold medal for Indonesia, who continue to have such a good tournament in the track and field. Mulyono taking gold this time, having won the silver in the long jump. Tawachai Morapat taking silver this time, having won the gold in the long jump. And Nam Wing Tint getting a medal for Myanmar, bronze medal. He'll be delighted with that. And this was Mulyono storming home well ahead of the field. Tawachai Morapat makes it look so difficult, but gets across the ground so very effectively. And in fourth place, Liu Tek Hua from Singapore. Confirmation there of Gerald Peat winning in a new games record of 18.40 with Pichaya Kuratanasiri in second place, and Perth just behind in 18.89, Bao Xuanho in fourth place. Another great race, but Gerald Peat reversing the roles and making sure he got the gold medal this time around. Well, after an exhausting morning's entertainment in the track and field meet, we've just got 4 more victory ceremonies to bring you. T44, T45 stroke 46, T47, and then finally that exciting T52 race that we just saw, with Gerald Peak winning a gold medal for the Philippines. Their first gold medal in the track meet. Just a reminder that on the first day of competition in the track and field meet, there were 22 medals, 22 gold medals up for grabs. Yesterday there were 17, and today there are a further 25. Because of all the different classifications, we have so many medals on offer. In a normal athletics competition, there are about 20 medals available for the men, 20 available for the women, but with all the different classifications in para games, there are far more gold medals up for grabs. Huge number of competitors in this competition, 265 in total. Laos with the smallest contingent, just 4 competitors, but they did win their first medal yesterday. They took a bronze medal, and there was great delight among the Laotian team. The powerhouses, very much Thailand, Malaysia and Indonesia.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Thailand had a good morning this morning.
100 meters, T44.
I think the athletes are now coming out for the prize presentation, the victory ceremony for the T44 category. No doubt who won this, the smiling face of Rashidi. The discussion was it a tie for second place, or was it second and third? Well, it looks like it has been sorted out, and that in fact it will be Sutis Wamsamut of Thailand, who despite getting the same time of 12:58 is given the bronze medal in third place.
Paralympic Committee. Bronze medalist from Indonesia, Wagio.
Well, they're in the wrong positions there.
My apologies. Bronze medalist from Thailand, Sutis Wamsamut.
Right, so the stadium announcer getting it the wrong way round. Sutis Wamsamut being awarded the bronze medal, time of 12:58, a tremendous pace.
From Indonesia, Wagio.
There's Wagio, given the same time, 12:58, but fractionally ahead on the line. They had to look very closely at that one, but it is the man whose torso crosses the line first that wins the medal. So some controversy about who should finish second and third and whether it will be a dead heat, but no questioning who was going to win the gold medal.
Medalist from Indonesia, Rashidi.
There he is, Rashidi, winning time of 12.10, gold medalist in the long jump, now gold medalist in the 100 metres. Joins the small band of competitors who've picked up 2 golds.
Please rise for the national anthem of Indonesia. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, your medalists for the men's 100 meters T44.
So joy once again for the Indonesian contingent. Diminutive figure of Rashidi, dwarfed by the silver and bronze medalists, but he's the guy with the gold medal around his neck, and Indonesia 1 and 2. And Rashidi joins the small band of competitors who've got 2 gold medals. This is how he did it. Never looked in any trouble here. Got away quickly, established a good lead, finished the job off 12.10. And it was a little bit unfortunate for Sutis Wamsamut, who stumbled towards the line, otherwise he'd have taken the silver medal. But as it was, gold for Rashidi, second, silver for Wagyo, a 1-2 for Indonesia. So Rashidi, with his 2 gold medals in the long jump and the 100 metres, joins Felicia Mikat from Malaysia, who won the women's 100 and 400. Peo Pongsakorn from Thailand, who won the men's 100 and 800 wheelchair races. And his fellow countryman Sutarno, who's won gold medals in the javelin and the shot put in the F42-43 category. So next up we will have the prize presentation, the victory ceremony for T45-46. And the inevitable strains of Queen's "We Are the Champions" ringing out. And of course they are indeed all champions, and from Vietnam, Pong Din Tu will be taking the gold medal in the T45-46 with a time of 11.61.
Ladies and gentlemen, the victory ceremony for the men's 100 meters T46. Please welcome the medalists. Medals and mascots will be presented by Mr. Dwayne Kale, member, International Paralympic Committee, Governing Board. Bronze medalist from Vietnam, Hong Bong.
I don't think he's from Vietnam, actually Cambodian athlete. Hong Bong in a time of 11.91. Well, that's nice. A gift going the other way as well. Lovely gesture. Hong Bong of Cambodia. Bronze medal. If I'm not mistaken, that is just the 4th medal for Cambodia. Time of 11.71. Actually doesn't look best pleased there, but he had a very good run. Got off to a very good start, but the competitor just inside him in lane 2 just always seemed to have the measure of him. He was in the lead for the first 60-70 metres, but caught as the line approached.
Gold medalist and 8th ASEAN Para Games champion from Vietnam, Phang Dinh Thu.
And there is the man who ran in lane 2. Always seemed to have the measure of his man, Ahmad Salihim, on the inside. And Phang Dinh Thu came through very, very nicely and won the race in 11.61. And I'm looking forward to seeing him in the 200 metres, because I think that should suit him even better. Very smooth runner, nice rhythm, nice long leg stride. Technically very good, and a thoroughly deserved gold medal for Vietnam.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem of Vietnam. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting your medalists.
Phang Dinh Thu of Vietnam, the gold medalist, time of 11.61. Ahmad Salihim from Malaysia with the silver medal in 11.71. In third place, Hong Bong of Cambodia, 11.91. This is how they did it. It was always between the first and second lanes, and the taller figure of Phang Dinh Thu, just the longer stride, just took it past his man. You could see he won it by, what, a metre. And inside we saw poor Roger Tapia pulling up with a hamstring injury, which was a great shame for the Philippines athlete, one of the pre-race favourites. That leaves us with just 2 more 100 metres victory ceremonies to bring you. That will be for T47 and then finally for T52, the wheelchair racers.
Ladies and gentlemen, victory ceremony for the men's 100 meters T47. Welcome, your medalists.
So the medalists from the men's 100 metres T47 category. There's a big field, 9 athletes went in this event. Joy once again for Indonesia.
From the Philippines, Armandino.
So third place, Armandino. Bronze medal to go with his bronze in the 400 metres.
Bronze medalist, sorry, silver medalist from Indonesia, Martin Losu.
So Martin Losu, silver medalist in this 100 metres to go with the gold medal that he took in the 400 metres.
Gold medalist, ASEAN Paragames champion, Setio Budi Hartanto.
And there's Budi Hartanto from Indonesia, gold medal in the 100 metres, gold medal in the long jump. There are now 5 competitors who've picked up 2 golds so far in the competition. His winning time 11.37. 0.2 ahead of Martin Losu, who was 11.57, and he just shaded out Armandino, who clocked 11.60. Very quick over 100 metres.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem of Indonesia. Ladies and gentlemen, your men's 100 meters T47 medalists.
So a smart salute from Setio Budi Hartanto, the Indonesian champion of the T47 100 metres in a time of 11.37. Goes with his gold medal in the long jump, and that almost rounds off a wonderful morning for Indonesia, with all of the events taken place. Well, this was him again running, and you could see gets out very quickly, never really in any danger of being caught. Won by 0.2 of a second, which is quite a margin, very close between silver and bronze, but Martin Losu, his fellow countryman, just about holding off the challenge of Dino Arman of the Philippines. Not sure about the dance, but the rest of the performance was outstanding. And Indonesia have had a great morning. They might well celebrate, with a total now of 49 medals. Actually, I'll stop while... Oh, he's finished now. 49 medals, gold medals, have been awarded on the track and field now. And Indonesia are top of the table. 14 golds, 14 silvers and 4 bronzes. Thailand second with 13 gold, 15 silvers and 12 bronze. Malaysia third with 13 silvers, 13 gold, 6 silver and 5 bronze. Got one more victory ceremony to come, that will be very shortly. Vietnam 6 golds, 6 silvers, 8 bronze. Myanmar 1 gold, 3 silver, 7 bronze. Brunei 1 gold, 2 silver, no bronze. Philippines 1 gold, 1 silver, 4 bronze. Cambodia 1 silver, 3 bronze. Laos just the 1 bronze. So a great morning for Indonesia. And there's plenty more track athletics coming this afternoon. We've got plenty of activity in the field as well as on the track. This afternoon we've got men's and women's javelin. I do apologise. That was this morning. That was then, and this is now. So this afternoon, as you were, we do have discus throw for the men, shot put for both men and women, triple jump for men. And on the track we have women's 100 metres finals, men's 200 metres heats, and finals over 1500 metres for men in 2 separate categories. Very demanding events, both T46 and T37. We'll be looking at 1500 metre races. So we just have the one more victory ceremony to go, and perhaps it's a fitting climax, although it's been a morning of outstanding performances. We saw the men's T12 400 metres, Win Hong Min winning in 53.07. And the T11 men's 400 metres, Supajai Songpinit in the new games and Asian record of 53.14, taking gold. Then perhaps the most dramatic race that we've seen this morning, the T20 400 metres, Felipus Kolimau from Indonesia, again in the new games and Asian record of 49.57, just getting home ahead of Mohamed Nasruddin from Malaysia, who also went under 50 seconds, 49.65.
And ladies and gentlemen, we have one more VYC coming up for athletics, and then CP football is going to start. And here they are out for their warm-up, Team Singapore.
As you can hear, the football is due to start at 12:30. I've just seen my friend Roshan, who's set himself up ready for the commentary and was telling me how much he's enjoyed the football so far. He's been very fortunate, plenty of goals to commentate on. Just to wrap up the rest of the men's 100 metres this morning, the T42 100 metres was won, of course, by Mulyono of Indonesia in a new games record 13.78. T44, won by Rashidi from Indonesia in 12. Sorry, this is the 100 meters in 12.12.
Their warm-ups, Thailand.
The men's T45-46 100 meters, won by Pong Din Tu from Vietnam in 11.61. We've just seen the presentation of the T47 100 meters gold medal to Setio Budihartanto in a remarkable time of 11.37. And that just leaves us with one more victory ceremony. That's the men's T52, that's the wheelchair category, 100 meters, which was a top quality event won by Gerald Peat, who is a top quality athlete. 36 years of age now, but still hugely
Ladies and
competitive.
gentlemen, the victory ceremony for the men's 100 meters T52.
And here come the successful competitors in the wheelchair race for 100 meters.
Please welcome your medalists. Medals and mascots will be presented by Mr. Dwayne Keel, member, International Paralympic Committee, Governing Board. Bronze medalist from Thailand, Rungsri Peth.
So Rungsri Peth, the previous record holder with 18.67, a time that he set in Naypyidaw at the beginning of 2014. He took bronze medal in a time of 18.89.
Silver medalist representing Thailand, Kuratanisri Pichaya.
Well, he took the gold just on the finish of the 400 meters against Gerald Peat, but this time around he has to settle for the silver medal in a time of 18.67, which equals the old games record. Kuratanasiri Pichaya of Thailand.
Gold medalist and 8th ASEAN Para Games champion from the Philippines, Gerald P. Manglawan.
Well, he likes to be known as Gerald Peat. He had disappointment in the 400 metres when he was overtaken absolutely on the line, but there was no repeat of that today. Came storming home in the 100 metres in a new games record of 18.40 seconds. And the nice thing is that's the same smile that he wore in defeat. If you can meet those two imposters just the same, you are a man, my son.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem of the Philippines. Ladies and gentlemen, the gold medalists in the men's 100 meters T52.
Well, a proud moment indeed. And the first time we've seen the Philippine flag raised in this year's events at the ASEAN Games in the track and field. And that's a nice moment. All four of them together. Great camaraderie between these athletes. And I think that's going to be continued in the 200 metres. We look back at this, and Gerald Peat probably in 4th place at the beginning, but it's once he got going, there was no stopping him. Really, really good effort and ecstasy for him. Such disappointment in the 400 metres to be shaded almost on the line, but this time he made no mistake, came home with the gold. And perhaps that's an appropriate way to bring proceedings to a close for this morning. We've had another 10 medals decided, 10 events concluded this morning, got another 15 this afternoon. We've had some javelin from both the men and from the ladies, but mainly we've had sprinting, 400 metres, 100 metres. We've had a lot of success for the Indonesians. We've had the first gold medal for the Philippines in this year's track and field. We've had a race in which 2 competitors went under 50 seconds for 400 metres. We've had new games records. We've even had Asian records set this morning. It's been a remarkable morning's entertainment here at the National Stadium. Some drama, some melodrama. The crowd have enjoyed themselves. The athletes have enjoyed themselves. I'm Jamie Reeves and I've enjoyed myself, and I'm hoping that you've enjoyed watching the athletics we brought to you this morning. And there we have Gerald Peat from the Philippines winning their first gold medal of the 8th edition of the Para Games, and perhaps the silliest dance that we've seen so far. Wraps up proceedings from this morning. So this afternoon, well, we've got more athletics. 3 100 metres finals. We've got some discus from the men. We've got some shot put from the women. We've also got some triple jump coming. More 100 metres. We've got lots of victory ceremonies, that's for sure. We've got 200 metres later in the afternoon from women and 200 metres from the men. In addition to those finals, we've got some heats. We've got 15 finals in total this afternoon. We've also got some heats taking place in the men's 200 metres. Looking forward to that. And then the women's 200 metres final, where you'll see some familiar faces. And then the finals of the 1500 metres, 2 different categories for the men. That's a distance that we haven't seen yet in the competition, and looking forward to that. Some characters that we've seen before over 800 metres in the wheelchair races, and of course we will be seeing some very familiar characters around. So thank you for joining me this morning. Make sure you join me this afternoon.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the National Stadium. It's day 4 of cerebral palsy football in the 8th ASEAN Para Games 2015. We've got 2 matches taking place today. First up at 12:30 p.m. it's Thailand taking on Singapore. And then at 7:30 p.m. Indonesia go up against Myanmar. The 8th ASEAN Para Games 2015 is proudly supported by main sponsors Cycle and Carriage, Deloitte, FBT, and MediaCorp. Official sponsors 100 Plus, Andaco, Citycall, City Neon, DBS, Focus Media Singapore, Harvest Media, Suntech Singapore, Safra Radio, and Yonex. Ladies and gentlemen, please be reminded that the Singapore Sports Hub is a smoke-free facility. We appreciate your understanding in keeping the stadium a smokeless facility. The 8th ASEAN Para Games hopes that you join us in keeping the National Stadium looking as great as possible by disposing of all litter in the bins provided around the stadium. As we enjoy the great action on offer, please remember to bin your trash and keep our games clean. Thank you.